Several years ago, I landed a job at New Zealand Post as a mail sorter. My days were very early, some days starting as early as 5:30 in the morning. I was drawn to this position not just because of the early start, of which I am an early bird, but quite frankly, I needed the money and I was studying, and this filled up my mornings beautifully and gave me time to do whatever I wanted to do with the rest of my day. The job was very straightforward. I sorted mail, anything from regular mail to letters, newsletters, parcels, anything that one person needed to send to another person. It was my job to sort and then hand over to the delivery agents, and then they'll go out to deliver to your homes. So I was a sorter. The position was part-time, but it guaranteed me 6 days a week of work, about 3-ish hours a day. So I'll work up until around 10 o'clock, no later than that. And it was part-time. I needed the job, needed the money. It fit beautifully. During a team building exercise around Christmas time one year, I won a picnic basket, and boy, was it the most beautiful picnic basket I had ever seen. It was a complete picnic basket set with cutlery to match, and I'm not talking paper cups or plastic cups, no. Everything proper stainless steel, matching cutlery for a family of 6. It had the most beautiful look I'd ever seen. It was a nice size. It wasn't too heavy. It had everything you'll need to go picnicking with. Is picnicking a word? It came with cups. It came with compartments that you can, store things in. It came with a flask for you to have your water in if you want it hot or cold or whatever the temperature you wanted. It had several pockets. It had everything you could ever want in a picnic basket. All I needed to make my picnic basket complete was a picnic mat. That's it. It was so beautifully designed. It was practical. It sparked this flurry of excitement in me. Immediately, I started to think about all the places I could go visit. I was embracing this new hobby. This is going to be great. Summer is going to be exciting because for us, summer is around Christmas time here in the southern hemisphere. And so in my mind, I'm like, this is going to be exciting. I'm going to go on all these trips. I'm going to go to these places and I'm going to have fun. I imagined myself embracing a new hobby, taking photos and creating memories. The basket seemed to be a ticket to a summer filled with excitement. That's exactly how I would describe the basket to you. All the scenic places I would go to that I'd never been to, buying a map. In fact, I thought I was going to buy a physical map, like my parents had one, and just navigate town and go to all of these tiny nooks and crannies that you never really know to go to. And I was excited to say the least. It was a summer of exploration and enjoyment, and that's it. But 2 days later, I drove the basket to work and I gave it to a friend of mine. We'll call her Jane. And since then, I have learned to give the picnic baskets in my life to the Janes in my life. You see, I spent my weekends sewing, cleaning, decluttering, organizing, writing, reading. If it is indoors, you'll find me doing the thing. That's what I spent my weekends doing. I'll go on short walks every now and again. I like the beach. New Zealand is a beautiful place. If you've never been, you should come visit. But my friend Jane, she and her family spent the weekends everywhere but indoors. On the farm, the farmer's market, the night markets, the day markets, in the city to enjoy whatever is happening in the city. They went out camping. They did everything you could imagine a person could do outdoors. They made an event out of everything, out of every day. They called everyone that they knew. They had regular get-togethers. That's just what my friend did. For me, long weekends were for resting, for watching telly, calling my family, thinking, writing, reading. But for Jane, oh boy, long weekends were for road trips. That's exactly what she did. For me, public holidays were for staying indoors and catching up on house chores. But for Jane, public holidays called for a trip to the city center to enjoy the sights, the sounds and the fireworks, the food and the atmosphere and everything. I didn't cook much back then. Still don't cook much to this day. I do not like to cook. Matter of fact, I bought food a lot and many of my friends gave me food, which is very kind. I would babysit for some of my friends and they would give me some food. You know, I had very good friends. I had very good friends. But my friend Jane, she cooked like that was her full-time job. She baked, and every now and again she'll bring photos of her latest baked creations to show me at work. She'll bring in and we'll sneak up to just look at the photos and the excitement in her eyes. She loved people. She loved to party. She loved outside. She loved cooking, baking, talking, just in planning for events. That was Jane. When I brought that picnic basket home, my first thoughts were, number one, where do I store it? And number two, what extras would I need to make it as functional as possible? Meanwhile, Jane, she had everything an outdoor fanatic could ever want or wish for. We're talking collapsible chairs and tables. We're talking all the camping gear. We're talking camping boots. We're talking anything you need for hiking. Anything at all. She even knew places to go rent additional gear like tents and vans. I knew nothing about those things. To this day, I know nothing about that life. What's the point of my story, you ask? See, maybe you don't need to chase a new hobby or master a fresh new skill. Maybe what you need is right in front of you right now. Those activities that you are already doing, that you already enjoy, that make hours vanish in your day, that spark joy in your life that you can't wait to tell somebody about. Maybe you're already doing it. Maybe you just need to keep doing more of those things. These are the kinds of pursuits that draw you in, that you anticipate every day in your work, thinking, I cannot wait to get back to writing. I cannot wait to get back to cleaning my home. I cannot wait to get back to sewing. Whatever that thing is, that is what you want to spend every second of your free time doing. Maybe it is time to reconsider letting go of the picnic baskets in your life. Those unused items that you think, one day I will use this thing or I will learn this new hobby. And so you've acquired a lot of picnic baskets in your life that have been unused for years and years and years, waiting for the perfect moment that will never come. On that note, 3 things. Number 1, it is fine to pass on these picnic baskets to other people who use them, who are in that phase of life. Number 2, you can have friends who do not have the exact same hobbies as you, without feeling the need to take on their hobbies as your own hobbies or take on their identity as your own identity. Number 3, you can like a photo on Instagram without feeling that that's the next thing you should be doing, the next thing you should be buying. Giving away the picnic basket was a very simple decision. It wasn't even a decluttering one. Yes, I like to declutter and clean and organize. It wasn't even just that. It was recognizing that not every passion had to be mine, even when the opportunity presented itself, especially when the opportunity presented itself. We are different, and that's the most fascinating thing about life. You know, I was worried thinking that by not embracing this new hobby of being a picnicker, I was missing out. I was missing out on life. I was missing out on something that was out there. But the truth is, not every opportunity is my cup of tea.